We start our excursion with King's Cross Station. King's Cross Station was built as the London hub of the Great Northern Railway. The first temporary passenger station opened in 1850 in the Midland Goods Shed. Among the passengers was Queen Victoria, who left for Scotland from here in 1851. The station roof, the largest at the time, was supposedly modeled on the riding school of the Czars of Moscow. King's Cross Station has been transformed with new entrances, more space and better facilities. Now we are in the Tower of London. The Tower of London is a historic fortress situated on the north bank of the River Thames. It was used as a royal residence and a prison until the 19th century. Nowadays, the tower is not a prison. There are locked up the famous crown jewels of England. Crown jewels are treasures that belong to king or queen. Look here, it is a famous St. Paul's Cathedral. The most notable feature of it is the enormous dome. The Whispering Gallery, which fascinates all visitors, is situated beneath the dome. In this gallery, the slightest whisper is audible 100 feet away. In the north tower of the cathedral there is a peal of 12, while in the south or clock tower there is the largest bell in England, the Great Paul. Inside the cathedral, one can see many monuments to generals and admirals. Admiral Nelson is buried here too. When Christopher Wren died, he was buried in the cathedral which his genius and toil had created. On this tomb, one can read the Latin inscription. If you look for this monument, look around.
After St. Paul Cathedral, we moved to the Globe Theatre. The Globe Theatre was a theatre in London associated with William Shakespeare. It was built in 1599 by Shakespeare's playing company, the Lord Chamberlain's Men, on land owned by Thomas Brent and inherited his son Nicholas Brent and grandson Sir Matthew Brent, and was destroyed by fire on 29 June 1613. A second Globe Theatre was built on the same site by June 1614 and closed in 1642. Then we can see Tate Modern. Tate Modern is a modern art gallery. It's Britain's National Gallery of International Modern Art and forms part of the Tate Group, together with Tate Britain, Tate Liverpool, Tate St. Ives and Tate Online. It's based in the formed Bankside Power Station in the Bankside area of London Board of Southwark. Tate holds the National Collection of British art from 1900 to the present day and international modern and contemporary art. Of the south bank of London, we can uh, we can write on the London Eye. The London Eye is a giant Ferris wheel, also known as the Millennium Whale. It has also been called by its own the British Airway London Eye, the modern International London Eye, then the EDF Energy London Eye. Look here, it's a famous and inline Madame Tussauds and planetarium. A famous London landmark was once a notable tourist attraction, housing a planetarium which offered shows relating space and astronomy. From 2010, the buildings that once housed the London Planetarium house the Marvel Superheroes 4D attraction.
Welcome to Baker Street, the world's most famous address. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson lived here between 1819 and 1804, according to the stories written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. The famous first-floor study overlooking Baker Street is still faithfully maintained as it was kept in Victorian times. The Sherlock Holmes Museum displays exhibits in period rooms and wax figures. Look around. We are situated in London Zoo, the world's oldest scientific zoo. It was opened in London in 1828 and was originally intended to be used as a collection for scientific study. Today it houses a collection of 756 species of animals. Major exhibits of London Zoo are Gorilla Kingdom, Animal Adventure, Into Africa, Tiger Territory, Lands of the Lions, The Aquarium, Penguin Beach, Butterfly Paradise. The lungs of London, the parks, a good place to have rest. One of them is the Regent's Park. It's one of the royal parks of London. The Regent's Park, designed by John Nash, covers 395 acres and includes Queen Mary's Gardens, which features more than 12,000 roses of 400 varieties. With excellent sports facilities spanning nearly 100 acres, it includes the largest outdoor sports area in central London. The park also houses the open-air theatre, London Zoo, Primrose Hill, the country's largest free collection of 100 species of wild birds.